Who's ready to crown a champion? Welcome to the 2021 NIT Championship game. It's got Mississippi State taking on Memphis. The Tigers versus the Bulldogs. The concentration, focus, semifinals. They were determined to finish their season strong, and now they are here in the championship game. What a wild season it's been, but we started with 16 teams in this NIT, and we are down to 2. Top seeded Memphis taking on the 4 seed Mississippi State. And with the way they played in that semifinal, oh buddy, this should be a good one. What's up, everybody? John Tripp, and alongside my partner Fran Fraschilla, Chris Budden will join us momentarily. I mean, the good thing for us as fans, Fran, is that both of these teams are playing their best basketball right now, so this should be an outstanding championship game.
Oh, it will be, John, and there's ingredients involved. First, it's enthusiasm. Watching these guys warm up today, they are celebrating what has been a difficult season with a chance to win a championship. But let's take a look at a couple of other ingredients. Yesterday, both of these teams shot the lights out. Mississippi State behind DJ Stewart and Iverson Molinar, they knocked down 10 threes in 20 attempts. But Memphis, oh, were they on fire. 13 of 27 behind the arc. DeAndre Williams and Lester Quinones leading the way. And this was some pretty good string music that they forged yesterday. But go to the other end, it was a defense as well. You will love this kid, Junior Lofton from Louisiana Tech, in the next game. But he had to work for all 20 of his points yesterday. And then Memphis, well, there's a reason they've won 11 out of 13 down the stretch. Relentless pressure and defensive connectivity. Watch all 5. They're in a stance. They know the play. They read it. Now, shot goes up. Watch this challenge. Every shot taken seemingly against this defense is challenged. And one last ingredient. How about these coaches? The wily veteran on the left. And yeah, you know him as a player, but he's trying to win for the 3rd time in his career, 3 straight 20-win seasons, Penny Hardaway.
We are underway here at the Comerica Center. Memphis has won the tip. Our officials today, Tommy Morrissey, Edwin Young, John Floyd, a very experienced officiating crew. Tigers coming out in the home white. DeAndre Williams had such a great game yesterday. Kick into on the wing for a 3 off the mark is Nolly. There is Williams. DeAndre Williams, his line yesterday, 21 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists. There's an assist to start off this game. Woo, buddy, let's go. Musa Cisse with the jam.
Great possession by Memphis. I almost said Memphis State, because look at those jerseys. A homage to the old school Larry Keenan, Ronnie Robinson, Larry Finch teams.
Fountain in trouble. Turnover. Williams ahead of the pack. Lays it in for 2.
Did you say stat sheet stuffer? This guy's got an assist and a hoop already.
He might go for a triple-double today.
We got a couple guys out there capable of doing that. Quinones as well. Ooh.
Hard screen there. Abdul Ado.
Watch this pressure now.
Fountain for 3. Memphis, we know about their defense, but what surprised everybody yesterday, their offense. Look at the starting 5. Nolly, Ellis, Quinones, who has just been so dependable. Williams and Cisse, the big man in the middle.
John, this team, it's only 2 losses in the last 13. To Houston by 5 points. Think about that. Look at this guy. More string music. Wow.
You think Memphis is ready?
I think they're ready.
7-0 start. This is the championship game in the NIT. Let's crown a champ. Welcome back to Frisco, Texas. John Trippin alongside Fran Fraschilla, Chris Budden. Memphis, man, they are just on another level right now.
Well, John, this was this team before the game. Now, you want to know why they're confident? The Houston Cougars are in the Elite Eight with a chance to go to the Final Four. And I mentioned earlier, this team went toe-to-toe for 80 minutes with that team. Only 2 losses in the last 13. Highly confident right now. Look at that swarming defense.
Quinones comes away with the steal. Not just 2 losses. One of those losses in the regular season was at the buzzer.
Yep.
In the conference tournament, only lost by 2.
Yes, and missed a ton of free throws in each of those games.
Williams, tough shot in the lane, fights for the rebound. Ado keeps it alive. Rebound goes to Fountain.
Now, what Memphis is going to do today is shadow Stewart and Molinar. A lot of attention, and they'll use a lot of depth to wear them down.
DJ Stewart from 3 off the mark. Can't get the rebound. Stewart is a guy I love. I mean, he has been fun to watch. They need him to get going.
Yes, they do. But he's going up against a defense that will lock in on him.
Nolly pump fake, kick in the corner. Williams thought about it. Now he pulls the trigger. Little hesitation there. I love the sound of being in a gym.
Oh, yeah. And how about the sight of Boogie Ellis, coast to coast? Defenders inside the arc, and Derek Fountain picked up that foul, and Mook Matthews is out there as well from Memphis State. These 2 kids know a lot about Memphis, John. Derek Fountain was recruited by them. Mook Matthews played with DJ Jeffries. These Memphis kids are locked in on a chance to beat an SEC team today.
Boogie Ellis completes the 3-point play. A 10-0 start by the Tigers.
Just watch this pressure. This is great pressure defense.
So subs coming in the game for Mississippi State to try to get something going. Davon Smith went to the hole there.
We're looking at the #1 defensive team in the country. Not in the NIT, in the country in Memphis. What I love is just watch the stances.
This is their guy that want the ball in his hand. 10 on the shot clock for the Bulldogs. Smith finds Stewart. Stewart goes over the screen. Got to get it up. It's at 2 to the bucket. Wild shot. Look at that defense.
On that play, John, 5 different Tigers switched onto him. You talk about connectivity. Everybody had a piece of him as he came off the screen. Look, switch out by the big man, and this is the end of the play. There's another guy. It's great. That's what you call connectivity right there.
And they did that with the intensity and not fouling.
Yep.
Good defense by Smith to poke that one away. Now, you talked about this defense. In the semifinal, Memphis did not allow Colorado State to get their first field goal until the 15:38 mark in the first half.
We're heading that way.
We're closing in on that. We're 4 minutes into this championship game here in the NIT. Memphis up 10-0, Mississippi State. Where's the offense going to come from?
Well, I know where Memphis thinks it's coming from. It's those 2 guards.
Tough shot by Smith.
They are not letting Molinar and Stewart get started, unlike yesterday. Look at the ball movement.
Quinones lines up a 3. Ado so tough underneath. He gets that rebound and draws the foul. Coming up, it's been quite the journey for Memphis head coach Penny Hardaway. Let's talk about just how he got here to Memphis. Now, coming up after the break. Welcome back to Frisco, Texas. Memphis with a 10-0 early lead. It's time now to welcome in the third member of our crew, Chris Budden, who has more on the Tigers' leader, Penny Hardaway.
Thanks, John. Yeah, we're all familiar with Penny Hardaway's first act as an NBA player, but now he's well into his second act, this time as Coach Hardaway. But it was quite a unique journey. It started as a middle school assistant coach, then into high school. It is because a close childhood friend, Desmond Merriweather, was battling colon cancer and needed assistance on his bench, so he joined him. Merriweather ended up passing away in 2015, and that is when Penny took over as the East High School coach in Memphis. He then went on, obviously, to continue his roots and his old stomping ground at the University of Memphis. But I asked him today about thinking about his friend Desmond Merriweather. He was with him when he took his final breaths, and he told me, I think about that every day, but especially on big days like this. Because Desmond always preached, play with a championship heart. And that's what we're out here to do today. Days like this are when I think about how we can honor him with the kind of play that we show today.
Well, it's interesting, Chris. He doesn't need the money. He's doing this because of his love of his city, the love of his university, and the love of those kids that he probably looks in their eyes and sees a kid that he was 30 years ago. It's cool. And they are well coached. Make no mistake about it. Their defense is elite. John, you said it a couple times this weekend. They could still be playing in the NCAA tournament.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. Mississippi State trying to get on the board. That one goes off the mark. Ellis coming out of the pack, and down is Damian Ball behind the play. Did pop back up. That's the good news for Memphis.
You know, if it wasn't for that close loss in the semifinals, the 2-point loss to Houston, it's very possible, and this is not melodramatic here, that they would be playing today or tomorrow or Tuesday in the Elite Eight. That's how well they've played since late January.
And let's not forget, they're also doing this without their heart and soul, this team, Alex Lomax.
Good point.
This could be the 9th game in a row that he's going to miss with an ankle injury. Now, he did warm up. He is dressed. He has his warm-ups on. He has his jersey underneath his warm-ups, but we don't expect him to play today.
These other sophomores, and he's a junior, have all grown up in the absence of Alex Lomax because they had to. Now, this young man right there, he's known Penny Hardaway since middle school. All he did was be the MVP of the Tennessee State Championship twice. Originally signed with Wichita. And when Penny Hardaway became the coach, Wichita, good job. They let him out of his scholarship letter. He came to Memphis, and he's reunited with Penny. He's a father figure to this kid. But this young man, to your point, John, great team leader.
Yeah, and from what Penny Hardaway told me, if he was just your everyday player, he'd be out there on the court. But he said, you know, for Alex, he can really only give 40%. If he was anyone else, he'd probably be at 80%. That's just the kind of intensity that he plays with. He's also really fun to watch on the bench and watch him coach his other players.
We saw him in warm-ups, and he looked good, but to your point, not healthy enough to go tonight, unfortunately.
Yeah, I watched him closely, John, and I will be surprised. You know, just to have him out there warming up is, I think, good for the morale of the team. But I also don't think Penny's going to take any chances with him being re-injured.
Now, let's also not forget for Mississippi State, they're also shorthanded today. They're without their big man in the middle, Tolu Smith. Now, the official word from the school is that Smith is unavailable from this game, but after the game last night, head coach Ben Howland said that he's caught up in COVID protocol. He's been tested negative 4 times in a row, so it's just an unfortunate situation from the Bulldogs that they're going to be without Smith once again.
And they're missing him because he's one of the best low post scorers in the SEC. Look at this defense. Now, I know if you're listening at home, you think it's a Memphis commercial. And Mississippi State will rebound, but this has been overwhelming in the start of this game for Memphis. You know, Ben Howland's done a great job with this team in the NIT. They're excited to be here. I think an underrated reason why this start is so good for Memphis is they know these Mississippi State kids. A number of these guys were recruited and playing with a little bit extra intensity, I think.
about that? Davon Smith gets Mississippi State on the board under 13 minutes here to play in this first half.
Ben Howland loves this kid. He's a bulldog and a quarterback.
Quinones underneath. He is bumped and will go to the line for 2.
I don't know if they agree with me at the Brookhaven pub today at the Memphis watch party, but I think this kid is the most valuable player on this team, Lester Quinones. Here he gets a great job of using that pump fake. When he came to Memphis, John, he was known as one thing and one thing only, shooter. He's now a great defender, rebounder, still shoots it, playmaker, and what I like about him is he plays with great toughness.
Shout out to the watch party in Memphis, Tennessee. It's a big moment for Memphis, who's trying to bring home a championship to the city. Also, shout out Starkville, Mississippi. They got this game on right now at the ballpark. Mississippi State, number 3 ranked baseball team in the country, getting ready to take on Arkansas, number 2, later today. So that's a big game in Starkville. So shout out to everyone watching the game in the ballpark.
Yep, huge game. That SEC, no joke this year in baseball, no question about it. A number of teams can get to the College World Series.
Fountain that one in and out. A tough start for the Bulldogs.
They just have to kind of regain their composure.
Jeffries, tough shot. Williams flies in for the rebound. Get that out of here. Abdul Ado with the block. And is that what Mississippi State needs to get going? Off of the block, Iverson Molinar knocks down the 3.
Yeah, scramble situation. That did not come out of their half-court offense, obviously. But Molinar, we've seen him really get hot. That shooting has improved dramatically as a sophomore.
The energy in the building all of a sudden just shifted. Mississippi State bench is on their feet. In and out, rebound to Fountain. Look at the 2 big guys fighting in the post. Ado against Cisse, loses the handle, and a loose ball. That's going to be a foul on Fountain.
Abdul Ado, he says, he bids adieu. Get it out of here. Goodbye.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of the NIT is brought to you by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need. What a run it has been for the Memphis Tigers. Opening round win over Dayton. Then they knocked off Boise State by 3. And in the semifinals against Colorado State, it was one of their best games they have played from start to finish all season long.
Colorado State was one of those teams that was also 1 win away from an NCAA tournament berth. And, you know, they took apart a good Colorado State team. Anxious to see how they bounce back today in the 3rd place game. But you're right, John. This team they're connected defensively, and I love the way they're playing offensively. They don't have an ego individually. The ball moves fairly well.
Quinones, tough spin move in the lane. He will draw a foul. For more information, go to NCAA.com, your official online home for all 90 NCAA championships. Now, Memphis had a really hot start to this game, clearly. They started 4 of 7 from the field, but since just 1 of 11.
This young man, Boogie Ellis, playing the best basketball of his career without Alex Lomax. Young man had originally committed to Duke, and Mike Krzyzewski had a change of heart, and he's amongst a group, John, of some really good sophomores. If this team stays together, it'll be a top 25 team preseason going into next year.
10-point lead for Memphis, under 11 minutes to play in this first half.
They won't even guard Matthews out there, seriously. He's going to be a man on an island.
Molinar and Smith, the only guys who've scored from Mississippi State. There's Molinar again for 2.
Boy, has he got a great feel for offense. Can score in a variety of ways. He's hard to take out of a game because he has such versatility.
Oh, he can get to the rack. He can also shoot from deep. Tough matchup. Contact in close. Ellis will not be denied. He's going back to the line.
Good possession there until that foul at the end. Forced a tough shot, but as we listen to these guys today and we can hear about everything, you just love the communication on the court. Coaches calling out plays from the sidelines, scouting reports trying to be implemented.
You know, I love what Coach Hardaway did with Boogie Ellis early in the season. Ellis was starting, wasn't having the best start to his season, and because he was struggling, he was putting a lot of pressure on himself, and Coach Hardaway saw that, so he decided to take him out of the starting lineup, bring him off the bench. It helped calm him down. He inserted him back into the starting lineup, and ever since, this Memphis team just took off.
You remember that 27 he had against Houston in the semifinals of the American Conference. I thought that was like the culmination of what exactly you just talked about.
Molinar going hard. He is fouled.
You know how hard it is to get 27 against Houston?
Shooting numbers for Mississippi State, picking it up from that slow start. Memphis brought the energy, but I really feel like off that Abdul Ado block, it kind of woke this Mississippi State team up.
Yeah,
and they've got a chance to get back in this game.
I always feel in a 40-minute game, you know, again, I equate it to a boxing match. It's the second or third and now fourth round, and they'll make a run here.
Well, Molinar is trying to do it. He just got fouled shooting a three, so he's got 3 free throws coming up.
He's coming off a monster game yesterday. Career high 25, 5 of 7 from 3. And John, the 26th time this year he's been in double figures.
So this was that big block by Ado. That brought the energy for Mississippi State and seemed like the game started to change a little bit. First free throws of the day for Mississippi State.
Well, I want you to watch this form at the foul line, John. We talked about it yesterday. He had a moving guide hand last year. It's quieter. See, all great shooters shoot it one-handed. Watch the left hand and tries to keep it quiet and just shoot through it. There you go, nice and quiet. Missed that one, but he's in the high 80s. And shooting 44% from 3 this year.
Memphis has not scored a field goal in the last 4.5 minutes.
Good roll.
Pick and roll to Cisse.
Nice.
He is fouled at the rim. Good contest by Matthews to deny the dunk.
Great vision by Quinones. As soon as he came off the ball screen, he eliminated his defender. Now he needed a solution for the big man. Watch this. Watch his eyes up the whole time. Right there. Great finish. You know, pick and roll is 3 levels. You have to eliminate your man, find a solution for the coverage, and then you must attack the help, and that was really well done. He got to the 3rd level perfectly, dropping that pass on Cisse.
How about his form? I know we've talked about trying to get his offensive game going. He's a young man. They're trying to develop him, but look at this soft touch at the free throw line he's got.
Well, listen, this is an aberration, to be honest. Let's hope he makes a second one. That's so good. 30% on the season. And so to see that young man step up and the guys cheer him, benches up coaches, is a great thing. He's a work in progress, John. Great athlete.
This connection between Stewart and Smith, was it tipped? They're saying yes, it was.
They can't review this. From where we are, we have a great vantage point. I did not see a tip.
I'd love to see if we can get another look. Here's the replay on that. Did anyone touch that?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, Boogie Ellis might have touched that, so that's a good call to stay.
Yeah. These guys, oh man, they get 95% on the. It's the only profession where you got to start out perfect and then you got to improve from there.
Smith, good dish. That one is thrown off the leg of Memphis out of bounds. I mean, there's a reason why Tommy Morrissey, Edwin Young, and John Floyd are officiating the championship game of the NIT. They know what they're doing.
Occasionally, or more than occasionally, I get grief on Twitter about the officiating, and I go, put a whistle on. Go down to your YMCA and referee for 2 or 3 games. See how easy it is.
Now remember, after this championship game, immediately following, the third place game will take place between Louisiana Tech and Colorado State. Their seasons are not done yet.
We haven't had a third place game in NIT since 2003. And the idea behind it is, let's give the kids one more game. And John, we saw it yesterday. Both of those teams that we'll see later will certainly be looking for redemption. And we get to see Junior Lofton one more time.
That's right.
The outstanding young big man from Louisiana Tech. The round mound to rebound.
Quinones and Ellis go to the bench. Jeffries and Ball come back into the game for Memphis.
We had, oh, nice look inside.
Get out of here. Ado with another block. And Ben Howland calling for the foul. He got the whistle from the officials.
Watch this right here. That's always a great play when you lob it when the defender's not looking, but Ado erases Matthews' mistake. DeAndre Williams thought he had a layup, and Ado said nope. And remember, all SEC defensive team.
Second personal foul on Williams as he takes a seat on the bench. Memphis 0 for their last 10 from the floor. So Mississippi State has been getting it done defensively. Can they start knocking down shots? And there's Davon Smith.
Great screen by Abdul Ado as well to free Davon Smith. I really like Davon Smith. These freshmen for Ben Howland have given him good minutes in this tournament.
Cisse battling inside. A lot of hands swiping at that ball. And Molinar is going to be called for the reach-in.
Let's watch, John. This is a perfect screen. Look at that. Textbook screen there by Abdul Ado. You know what, we mentioned it yesterday. He was in Ben Howland's first recruiting class. Abdul Ado is not a great scorer. He's the epitome of taking a big man with energy and intelligence, working with him for 5 years and developing him into a guy that can win SEC games.
That's the second personal foul on Molinar as Ben Howland gives him a little lesson as he goes to the bench. Cisse to the line. Rebound Matthews. What a screen by Ado. And Davon Smith has been the offensive answer Mississippi State has been looking for.
No communication that time because Boogie Ellis ran into a wall by the name of Abdul Ado.
Smith, 3 of 4 from the field. He has 8 points to lead Mississippi State. Ball kick out pass to Jeffries. Pull-up jumper. And Memphis is cold on this end of the floor.
Another rebound by the fifth-year senior from Lagos, Nigeria, a college graduate and an all-SEC defensive team.
Smith, can he stay hot?
Tigers got to get back on track offensively. They're not making shots. Good contest.
So Mississippi State with a timeout on the floor. Coming back, we will look at the incredible journey of Abdul Ado.
Welcome back, Abdul Ado, making a defensive spark for the Bulldogs here. Quite a story, his journey to get to the States, even in basketball. I asked him about the first time he played hoops, and he said, I was 14 years old. I'd never played before. We're at PE in school, and the older kids saw my size and said, hey, come play on my team. I didn't know what I was doing because I didn't even have shoes on. I played in socks, but I loved it so much that I stuck with it from there. He moved to the States in 2013, didn't see his family again until 2019, and then hasn't seen them since. He's the first in his family to graduate from college. He told me his mom doesn't get to watch very much because, she has to go to bed with the time change. But he did say, I hope we can play in the championship game so she can stay awake and watch this one.
Chris, thank you so much. There is Ado with the ball in his hands. Working up against Cisse, spin move. Corrals it again. There are so many hands collapsing on him. Alley-oop! Throw it down, Jeffries.
Good job by DJ Jeffries. Right off that steal, he took off for the basket, and Boogie Ellis connected with him. But to your point, John, I thought Ado had a chance to score that, and there was just too many active hands. It seems to me that timeout has kind of woken Memphis up. Oh, a bank shot, Mook Matthews. They back off him on purpose, and that's why. He just banked in a three.
Did he call that?
He did not. That's a young man that knows this Memphis program well. He's a former high school teammate of DJ Jeffries.
Nolly off the mark. Matthews with the board.
Shoots that again, same spot.
Ado!
Abdul Ado said, block this, Cisse. Nice pass by Matthews.
Largest lead of the ball game for Memphis was 13. It is down to 6. Fountain with the strip. Stewart just has not been able to get on track tonight. He is 0 for 3 from the floor and just turned that one over.
That's not a shot I would take right there. Their offense is stagnated.
Nolly, pump fake, man in the air.
Great D by Matthews because Nolly wanted the contact and jumped into Matthews, and Matthews avoided committing a foul right there. Really nicely done for a freshman.
Fountain with a deep three. Ellis slaps down that board. To the rack.
He started to build momentum at midcourt. Penny Hardaway was saying push it, and nobody really built their defense for Mississippi State.
Another turnover for Stewart as Ball with a great pressure defense.
Watch this right here. Good pass by Matthews. And Ado has really helped turn this game around. Watch this verticality right here. This is a guy that rarely fouls out of games, maybe 5 in his whole career, and he learns how to play big, long, and vertical.
Is he the best shot blocker in college basketball right now?
Probably not, but he's certainly among the best in the SEC. He's not an elite leaper, John, but he's a smart defender. The pass.
Ado inside. Quinones with the active hands and another strip by Memphis. And in transition, Matthews commits the foul.
Foul charge to Cameron Matthews. Matthews' second personal foul, 9th. Bulldog team foul.
1-1, here we go, let's go. 1-1, here we go.
This guy right here, Quinones, to me, I think he's almost becoming, without Lomax, almost the extension of Penny on the court. You can see that conversation right now. He is relaying information not to Quinones for himself, but for his teammates. That was a long discussion with a guy that I think Penny has come to really trust. Penny believes he's a walking triple-double.
Matthews with a quick three, Quinones with the board. What do you think that conversation was about?
Hey, get your teammates organized. We're rushing a little bit. Let's get back to the way we played early. And here, right here, you see there's a little bit more of a patience and pace.
Jeffries working up against Ado. Scoop shot doesn't go. Trying to stay with it, and Ado corrals the rebound. Mississippi State looking to run. Matthews can't jam it home, but a foul is called on Nolly. ESPN's exclusive presentation of the NIT is brought to you by PlayStation 5. Play has no limits. All right, Kevin, guys, thank you so much. A lot of credit's got to be given to Mississippi State because they took a huge shot early on from Memphis, but there was a stretch of over 7 minutes that this defense by the Bulldogs held the Tigers without a field goal.
Yeah, and I think, John, the one Achilles heel for Memphis all season long has never been on the defensive end. It's been their ability to have games like they did yesterday. But this guy, Abdul Ado, you just love to see guys improve every year. I remember in 2018, he was a freshman on that NIT team that went to New York. And you like to see progress. You like to see a guy come in a little bit under the radar from Nigeria, prep school, and develop into the kind of player he is now.
Obviously, he has to give him a lot of that credit because of his work ethic, but also Ben Howland.
Well, Ben Howland's a great coach, and he's a great defensive coach as well.
Quinones, look at that defense, just walled up, went straight up in the areas. Ado.
Did you notice he got nowhere near the body of the driver? That's technique. Hey, by the way, Ben Howland's he's only recruited guys that have played in 14 NBA All-Star games, okay?
Can Stewart get on track? Pump fake, in the lane, off the rim, still scoreless today. Quinones with the quick answer from downtown, stringing the guitar.
If you're watching at home, this is shot blocking 101 or low post defense. Watch him leave his feet. Look how vertical he is. He's nowhere near the ball and a chance to foul Quinones. That's what you call perfect technique. And you notice, John, I made this point earlier. He's not a high-flying leaper. He's just a technique guy.
Dependable.
Exactly. It's a great word for him.
Davon Smith, he's been dependable early on for this team, and there's Ado, rolls in for the two.
The difference between Cisse, who's a better athlete, and Ado is just experience.
Oh, there's a rack attack by Ball, and he is fouled.
And Ado is saying the same thing. I know what he's thinking. He's thinking that might have looked like a foul, and it could have been. Edwin Young, a good official, but Ado did not agree with that call. And I'm just wondering whether he was right or not. I think he got all ball. Yeah.
What about below the waist?
Well, I think at the end that's always a factor with officials. Is that contact late? And as I've said before, having studied officiating, not that I'm an expert, but you don't mind an official who blows it late. There is contact. That is a foul. Up top, clean. Below, definitely the body here.
Now that's big because for Ado, that is his second foul, so he's going to have to now go to the bench with 2:16 to play in this first half.
You know, here we are trying to figure out what a foul call is, and we have to replay 4 or 5 different looks. And these guys are doing it in real time.
How impressed are you with the play of Davon Smith? I mean, really, when they didn't have any kind of offensive identity earlier, he was the guy that stepped up for this team.
I totally agree, and Ben Howland said it about his performance yesterday. I think he had 4 and 4 yesterday, but steady, really steady. I think he's got a bright future, and I think he takes the heat off Molinar and Stewart as well.
Matthews wide open from downtown, cans it.
They are giving him that shot for a reason. They know Mook Matthews. They're allowing him to shoot it. Now, the bank was open earlier, but that one looked pretty smooth.
Fran, it's just a 5-point ball game. The NCAA Men's Basketball Championship Sweet 16 continues today on CBS and TBS, or you can stream games on the March Madness Live app from anywhere. For more information on game times and networks, go to ncaa.com.
Speaking of a guy that knows something about the NCAA tournament, that guy's been to 11 as a coach, 2 Final Fours. This is his 4th NIT appearance.
Jeffries with a block. Matthews will not be denied.
Matthews,
and one.
How about that? He says, yeah, I grew up a few miles from downtown Memphis. I could be playing for you guys, but you know what? I'm going to show you some work today. High school teammate of DJ Jeffries over in Olive Branch.
With the pieces Ben Howland has here at Mississippi State, with the youth, the backcourt, their guards are so good.
Yeah.
Would you be surprised if they didn't make the NCAA tournament next season?
I think they're going to be an upper-level SEC team, but the thing that I always think about when I think about how good these guys are is there's some good teams in that league. So,
right.
You know what I mean? They're going to certainly improve if they all stay together, which in the era of free transfers is going to be very interesting.
Ellis with a kick out, Nolly from downtown, off the mark, battle inside. Quinones tries to put back, no.
Oh, this is
Bodies on the floor.
It's
this
March.
is the NIT championship. You gotta love it.
It is late March, John. Take a look. This is great. They're just competing. They don't know a championship's on the line. They're bowling. They just want to play and keep playing, and why not try to win?
Can we talk about these sacrifices that these student athletes have made all season long in the crazy COVID year that we have had? We are thankful that we even have basketball right now. All the sacrifices they've done for everyone, our enjoyment.
It's amazing. The social distancing, the seating charts on buses, prepackaged meals, can't hang out with your friends back in the apartments or the dorms, positive tests, false positive tests, test every day, twice a day sometimes. It's been amazing what these student athletes have endured. The one thing that I came away from this season with talking to these young people is, Coach, we just want to play. We know the sacrifices we're making. We'll worry about the NIL later, but right now we just want to play basketball. Give us a chance to compete, and in the NCAA tournament and in the NIT, that's what they're doing.
Mississippi State with one timeout remaining, down by 2 with 1 minute to play here in this first half. Friend, let's also remember, in an age of social media, they're seeing their friends probably doing fun things as this pandemic is starting to wind down, and they're staying focused.
Well, they've had to make sacrifices, there's no question. It's been a year like no other in the history of our country. And in the sports world, the playground of life, they've endured and done well.
Ball.
Passing.
Kick out. Look at the passing around the corner. Ooh. Ellis off the mark. Jeffries is there on the spot.
That was a picture-perfect possession of ball movement right there. But Mr. Schriffen, we're going to have a game in the second half.
Shot clock is turned off. 20 seconds to play in this first half for Mississippi State. They do have a timeout if they want it. Fountain into the lane. A lot of contact. He is fouled by Jeffries.
Well, Ben Howland managed to get his team out of a big hole early, so we're not surprised. He's done it for so many years. But the guy on the other end, he got his team out quickly. They play hard, and I think we're going to have a fun second half.
It was a 13-point lead at one point for Memphis in this first half. And the heart of the Bulldogs to battle back.
John, as a coach, when you get down early, your mind's not thinking great start, bad start. You're just trying to figure out how to get the next stop, the next basket, help your team out. And 40 minutes is a long time to overcome that early deficit. And the Bulldogs have done a nice job of getting back in this game. Here's a young man at the foul line, Derek Fountain. What a great story. 14 did not plays in his first 17 games of his freshman year. Was thrown into the lineup almost by accident, right? And he's contributed career high 20 against LSU. I think it was 14 yesterday. Fun to watch him grow up in the NIT.
2-point game, 5 seconds to play in this first half. There's a steal by Garcia, 2-on-1 for Mississippi State, and the lay-in at the horn. Do you believe this, Fran? We've got a tie ball game going into the locker room. Wow, I can't wait for the second half.
How about a kid that just got into the game? A freshman, Anderson Garcia from the Dominican Republic. Watch this. Ben Howland just put him in the lineup. Whoa, sweet. Finger roll, George Gervin style.
Mississippi State ends on a 19-8 run. Now here's Kevin Connors and Seth Greenberg and John Crispin in the studio. Take it away, guys.
John.
Are getting ready to crown a champion. The 2021 NIT championship game, Mississippi State, Memphis. We are all tied up at the half. You see the concentration. You see the focus. Who's gonna get crowned the champ tonight? Welcome back. We are at the half, all tied up. John Triffin alongside my partner, Fran Fraschilla. Chris Budden will join us momentarily. All right, wherever you're watching this game, get comfortable because we are in store for one heck of a second half. Both of these teams are basically mirror images of each other. Memphis came out hot. Mississippi State, they took their best punch, and they came back to tie it up, Fran.
No doubt, John. We talked about the defense of both teams, and we saw it early. Memphis swarming. Just made it really hard for the Bulldogs to get anything easy. Full court and half court pressure, disruptive, no second shots, and when you got one, there was bodies at the rim. That was the early part of this game as Memphis took a comfortable lead. But Mississippi State, led by Abdul Ado, the fifth-year senior, shut down anything at the rim, and they got back into this game with great energy and effort, and of course the defense. And how about a guy that hardly played this year? 22 DNPs, did not plays. Anderson Garcia with the steal at the end, and Ben Howland has gone deep in his bench to get back into this game.
Mississippi State will start with the ball here in the second half. The largest lead in the first half for Memphis was 13.
Interesting, DeAndre Williams, who's back in the lineup, and that was a big reason why they lost this lead. He started out guarding Smith, the point guard.
That's the 10th turnover of the ball game for Mississippi State. Now, one of the big turning points as well in that first half, DeAndre Williams, about the 9-minute mark, picked up his second foul and had to sit on the bench the rest of the way. He has been the heart and soul of this team. They tried to find them there, and Matthews with the steal.
Yeah, he's so versatile on both ends of the floor. We saw it yesterday.
Ado going up against Cisse. Cisse won that battle. How about Davon Smith, though, at the point, getting the start in the second half?
Yeah, well, he's been terrific over the last couple days. He takes a lot of heat off Molinar and Stewart.
Nolly using that body to perfection, gets the two to go. Chance of defense from the Tigers bench. That's how they get things done. Molinar to the rack. That is pinned against the board by Cisse.
Wow, what a block. What a drive first.
Ellis, kick out, three ball, Nolly, count it.
Remember how hot he was yesterday. Landers Nolly getting it started early second half. Ben Howland can't like that. Watch this block right now. As long as that ball doesn't hit the backboard, that was close. But what a great job. If that ball hits that board, can't touch it. That was too close to call. Great effort by Cisse.
We've got two outstanding big men, athletic, who can block it, protect the rim in this ball game. Cisse and Ado, this has been a treat to watch. Smith working up against Ellis. Now here comes the double from Williams. Matthews hanging, finishes amongst Cisse. That's a tough finish.
And remember, Williams at the last minute backed off of Matthews because he didn't want to pick up the third foul. Matthews should know that he should go at Williams to get that third foul on him because he's so important to this Memphis team and its offense.
A rough start to the first half for Mississippi State. They were 0 of 10 since 11 of 20. They really started to pick things up when Davon Smith came on the floor. Nolly to Williams. Creates some space. Floater doesn't go. Cisse bats it around. It is Mississippi State ball. Let's check in with Chris.
Well, I spoke with Ben Howland at half, and he told me he was incredibly proud of his team for their composure, their ability to fight back in the first half. He said the biggest thing for my guys is that we have to be able to pull down more offensive boards, only 2 in the first half, and said we can't get off to the horrible start like we did at the opening of the game.
Chris, thank you so much. That's huge. That is the 3rd personal foul on Williams off the push-off. Got the chicken wing extended.
Yep. And then both officials had a good look at it, and that is a big play. We can't understate how important DeAndre Williams is to this offense. Penny Hardaway is going to let him play with 3 right now. If I'm Ben Howland, I go right at him. I just go right at DeAndre Williams right now with those 3 fouls.
Williams is guarding Matthews. Here's Matthews
Take
with the
him,
ball.
take him.
He's taking him to the rack with
I like
the left.
it.
Cisse denied.
I like it. Take him.
38-35, under 17 minutes to play in the second half. Championship game here in the NIT. Lob up to Cisse, throws it down.
Good look by Boogie Ellis. Cisse got behind the defense. Ado keeps setting those screens at midcourt. I love it.
Smith off the rim, that doesn't fit. Cisse tries to block Ado, but Cisse will be called with the foul. For Cisse, that's just his first, 3rd team foul on Memphis.
Let's go back and watch that 3rd foul now by Williams. Let's watch his left arm on the drive. There's a little push off. Matthews sold it well. Fell back a little bit, and they gave him the call.
He didn't extend his arm as much as I thought he did. It was close.
These are all close calls, which is why people don't like officials. Because if you're a fan of one team, you hate the call. If you're a fan of Mississippi State, you go, yeah, he pushed off.
Here's what I will say.
Yeah.
They've been calling it tight both ways, so you can't be mad.
Of course not. Listen, most people who have a problem with officials are fans, okay? If you understand, we said it yesterday, there's 3 teams out here, Mississippi State, Memphis, and the 3 officials, and they were all integral to the game. It's just how it works. And when I was coaching, I didn't like officials. When I put a whistle on one summer and went to the Big 12 officials camp, I realized this is a hard job. It's the way it is.
Right,
trust me, there's fans at home right now hating what I just said because they're fans.
Big moment here as Williams and Cisse for Memphis are on the bench. Malcolm Dandridge comes into the game as well as DJ Jeffries.
Penny Hardaway told us earlier in the week, I'm comfortable with 10 guys.
So the 3rd personal foul on Molinar for Mississippi State as he'll now have to take a seat on the bench. Dandridge against Ado. They are banging. Kick out to Ellis. Under 10 on the shot clock for the Tigers. Ellis will pull it. Got it.
Sweet. That's a great dribble handoff. I love the fact that he threw it back to his big, ran right behind the screen. No hesitation by Boogie Ellis. You got to catch that ball with 2 hands, young man.
So a turnover for Mississippi State. Memphis, another good start for this second half. They have a 6-point lead. Championship game here in the NIT. There have been some playmakers who have made a name for themselves in the NIT. Ed McCauley, Todd McMillan, Tom Gola. The list keeps going, Fran.
Oh, yeah. Lenny Wilkins, great point guard from Providence College, great NBA coach. Ralph Sampson was an MVP. Dean Meminger, New York Knicks. Tractor Trailer, the late Tractor Trailer, Michigan Wolverines.
John Shriffen, Fran Fraschilla, Chris Budden on the call for this NIT championship game here in Frisco, Texas. Boogie Ellis, what a hand in his face. What a tough shot, Fran.
And a great play drawn up by Penny Hardaway out of the timeout. A lot of false movement, but what they did was they finally got a great screen down for Boogie Ellis. They feel like he's gotten hot, so they ran a play to him that's really well done. Look how they're guarding Matthews again. They don't care that he's made a 3.
All right, we got to listen in because Penny Hardaway just asked his bench to get loud. Listen to this court. Gotta love this atmosphere here at the Comerica Center in Frisco, Texas. 25% capacity, so limited attendance for the fans. But with the fans we've got, the players, they want this game. We've got a nice atmosphere, Fran.
Oh, yeah.
Matthews in the corner for
That's
three.
crazy.
Count
That's
it.
crazy. That was the game plan today. Let him shoot the three, and he is making them pay. They know Mook Matthews' game well, but he is making them pay today.
3 of 4 from downtown. Matthews has 16 points now. Ellis is tied up. Picks up his dribble. To the bucket is Dandridge. A lot of contact. Quinones. He has been so impressive this season, always finding a way to get to the ball.
John, I want to go back to Mook Matthews. He came into this week 4 for 18 from 3. He only had 4 threes made the whole season. The game plan, this is what you love about the chess match going on. The game plan was, hey, let him shoot. And if he makes the first one, let him shoot the second one. Now all of a sudden he's got 3 threes, and now he's got to sit down. Look at that, 19% on the season.
Just picked up his 3rd foul, though, so he's going to get a breather. Molinar will come back into the game for Mississippi State. He's got 3 fouls.
There's a little extra motivation for him because he's playing against a team he knows well.
Williams also back into the game for Memphis. He has 3 fouls. Ball finishes at the rim. Says the defender's just too little.
Yep.
Be careful, though.
No.
Because Davon Smith can make you pay at the other end.
I watched Damian Ball last year in the Bahamas when they were on their foreign tour. I thought he had NBA potential. He has not lived up to that. Offensively, he has some improvement, but defensively, he's given them a big lift in this tournament.
How about DJ Stewart? How concerned are you that Stewart has not scored tonight? Downtown off the mark is Smith.
It's a concern, no question, because not only 0 for 5, but 4 turnovers as well. Tough pass, not on target. It is a concern. If you're Ben Howland, you got to figure out ways to get him going. Memphis has done a really good job of throwing bodies at him and switching as he's come off screens.
Jeffries breaks down his man. Nice play to the hoop.
How about Penny Hardaway now figuring out he's got his guy Jeffries, who is a forward, a power forward with the mobility to go to the basket.
Now Stewart had scored 20 or more points in 3 straight NIT games. He had the game winner Thursday night as they beat Richmond. He just torched Louisiana Tech last night for 23 points.
Who's guarding him right now? Quinones.
Quinones.
Yep. Remember what we said.
But Davon Smith continues his hot shooting.
Too little? Take that.
I told you, he'll come right back at you.
Trying to go, look at that. They're using DJ now as a playmaker. Tough pass.
Pick and roll, can't convert. Mississippi State has numbers. There's Stewart, poked away by Jeffries.
Oh, he's illegal. He doesn't know the rule. He's allowed to come back on the court. He saved it, came back in, and if your momentum takes you back on the court, you're allowed to pick it up. Watch this. This is a rule now. Watch the steal. The ball's still in bounds. DJ, just get back in. You're good. Got to know the rule.
It's hard to believe that kid is a freshman. He is a matchup problem, and he can play. And I have a lot of respect for his game. So if they could beat a good Mississippi State team and make it to the championship, we'll have our hands full either way, but he's a monster.
He is so tough. He is so good. He is such a joy to watch play because he's like, you can see he played guard as a little kid because he got all the skill level of a guard.
High praise from 2 incredible coaches talking about this young man, Kenneth Lofton Jr. He is coming up next in our 3rd place game as Louisiana Tech takes on Colorado State.
He's been fun, and it's crazy. He's played the entire season as an 18-year-old. He doesn't turn 19, junior, until August.
Ado, look at those pump fakes, getting men in the air but can't convert.
Jeffries taking over this game right now.
Quinones, he has just skied in, getting all these offensive board. Ellis from deep.
Boogie's done this before, And remember, Boogie's grown up because he's played a lot more minutes due to the injury to Alex Lomax.
11-point lead for Memphis as we approach 11 minutes to play in the second half. Can Stewart get on track here? Still scoreless for Mississippi State. Ado, that's a soft touch.
Yeah, really nice job. He was spooked, I thought, on that last possession with all those bodies. That time he took his time.
Deep shot by Ellis off the mark. Memphis able to keep it alive, able to keep the ball as Stewart goes to the bench. Coming back into the game for the Bulldogs is Davon Smith. Williams pushes off, gets the inbound pass, kept his pivot foot down, and then he traveled as he went to the floor. Might have been nudged a little bit, but no call. The call is a travel.
Been in foul trouble today. Hasn't had the impact, DeAndre Williams, as he had yesterday, as he's holding his mouth right now.
For more information, go to NCAA.com, your official online home for all 90 NCAA championships.
Look at, I'm watching Quinones keep Smith from getting the ball. It's great. Look at the pressure by Quinones.
Look how far he is coming out to defend him.
Good challenge.
Matthews into the lane. Quinones goes down, and he will be called for a block.
Yeah, I thought that should have been a flop and not a block because there was very little contact. The official came from across the court to make this play. But watch this defense. When you talk to Memphis people who know the game, they compare Lester Quinones to Antonio Anderson, who played on those great John Calipari teams. And again, it's remarkable that he's gone from a shooter to a guy that is just an all-around solid player. Watch the defense right here. Stays with him. Yeah, and I thought that should have been more of a flop, but
he was in good position. He just didn't need to go down.
Exactly.
And then there wouldn't have been a call.
Yeah. Memphis has got their mojo back offensively.
Jeffrey's now running the point for Memphis. Going up against Fountain. Sweeping left. Oh, Quinones can't jam it home. Matthews at the breakout. He's got Smith if he wants help. But they can't connect off of Smith's leg. Memphis ball.
That's a bounce pass. When you've got a 2-on-1 like that, the bounce pass softens the momentum of the ball. It's a hard catch in transition to foul. Watch this. Bounce pass. Instead, that's a hard pass to catch. It's a little bit behind him. But that's just junior high fundamental basketball that you have to work on.
What's that rule on the fast break? If you get below the free throw line, it's almost too late for that pass?
Yeah, I think what you have to do there is you have to make, in a 2-on-1, you don't pass it until the defense commits to you, and then bounce pass, soft catch, layup. It's really basic.
DeAndre Williams back to the basket. Jeffries! Nope. Oh, but he traveled first. He got real excited about that lane opening up.
He knows.
Nine-point gain with under 9 to play. NIT championship game.
Are we matching up here in a little zone? Looks like we are. Switching. That's why you see bigs on littles. Again?
Matthews has been the man for Mississippi State off the mark.
4 threes all season, but 3 today for Mook Matthews.
He's now 3 of 5 from downtown.
It's pretty good odds.
Ellis gets in too deep, and Mississippi State is forced to foul.
Foul charge to Davion Smith. Smith's first personal foul. It's the third Bulldog team foul.
Remember, this was a ballyhooed recruiting class led by James Wiseman. James only played those 3 games because of the NCAA investigation. He took off, but those freshmen are sophomores, and we're watching them kind of grow up at the end of the year.
How about the evolution of Penny Hardaway as a coach? Everyone has talked about how great of a recruiter he is. He's connected to the grassroots efforts in Memphis, but now we're seeing him evolve in terms of coaching. His strategy and the game plan he put out tonight, it is pretty impressive what he's done to bottle up some of the leading scorers. Molinar has 6. Stewart has not scored yet.
Yes, they have a, we mentioned yesterday, Tony Madlock, Cody Toppert is in the NBA. We watched practice a couple days ago. They have a game plan that's an NBA-style game plan as far as taking away people's strengths. The one thing about Penny, his teams always play hard. Always play hard. And then when you add the ability to take away key scoring opportunities, it's fun.
So a little confusion on the call. They're going to switch the call to now say Mississippi State ball. So shot clock at 17. Stewart tried to get position. They couldn't find him. Molinar calling for the screen from Ado. Going up against Williams, loses control. He's on the ground looking for help, and he's forced to call a timeout.
You just saw why they've bottled up Stewart and Molinar today, because on that ball screen, 6'9" DeAndre Williams switched onto Molinar and did a great job of not picking up a foul. Every time they've come off those screens, they've had a game plan for the scorers. Watch.
That we are 8 minutes to play here in this second half, the NIT championship game. Memphis with a 57-46 lead over Mississippi State. Smith inbounds to Stewart. Stewart just cannot buy a bucket today.
And to your point, Ben Howland trying to get him going, ran an easy lob, not easy to execute, but tried to get him an easy basket on the lob play to get him going, and they couldn't.
Now, important to note, Mississippi State, they just called their final timeout. So with under 8 minutes to play, they have no timeouts left.
That's the Ben Howland way. He does not save his timeouts.
Williams with a drive to the bucket. He's going to be fouled. Coming back, will honor the Memphis 8 and what it means to this Memphis basketball team. Welcome back to the NIT. John Trippin, Fran Fraschilla, Chris Budden. All right, going to break. We teased it, the Memphis State 8. This team is playing for something bigger than themselves. They have a patch here, dignity, respect, and equality, and it's surrounded by 8 stars, which is in honor of the Memphis State 8. Now, if you're not familiar with that, back in 1959, 8 African-American students were trailblazers and helped integrate the Memphis State school system. They are honoring those Memphis State 8 because of their courage, their strength, and this NIT championship is for the city of Memphis. And in a year where so many players are having their voices heard, talking about social justice reform, this is a big move for this squad.
Well, the city of Memphis loves its basketball. Herb Hilliard was the first black player to play at the University of Memphis shortly after in 1965. But I'll tell you what really galvanized the city. 1973, Ronnie Robinson and Larry Finch, 2 homegrown kids from Melrose High School from Orange Mound in the city of Memphis. They not only united people through all colors, races, creeds. They won the Missouri Valley title. Senior night there, they tell me, was unbelievable. And that team went to the final game of the 1973 NCAA championship, losing to a great UCLA team. Basketball in that city, Memphis State basketball, has always been part of the fabric and has brought people together.
Yeah, and they honor it with those throwback jerseys that they've worn recently. You may remember they wore them yesterday. They've worn them a lot recently, actually, in the American tournament. The first time all season they've worn them. Penny Hardaway, once a player, always a player, so superstitious. He said, we're winning in them. We ain't taking them off. We see different colors of them, but Memphis State throwbacks here to stay.
Yeah, those are some hot unis, but they just got called for a goaltending as Davon Smith keeps attacking for Mississippi State. So a 10-point game, under 7 minutes to play for the championship here in the NIT.
What I like about this lineup right now for the Tigers, they got 4 playmakers out on the floor. Williams, Ellis, certainly Jeffries.
Oh, Ellis saw and tried to connect for the lob. 3-on-1 breakout, Mississippi State. Smith is blocked out of bounds, stripped by Jeffries.
We keep talking about that 2-on-1, and that time Smith's got to get that ball in the outside hip. When you come down on that 2-on-1 with one defender in the middle, don't show him the ball. Get it to your outside hip. Or, watch this. Go to your outside hip there. And he leaves the ball out there for DJ Jeffries to poke it free. It's all about basics.
Stewart still cannot get any points on the board. He's now 0 of 8 from the floor.
Well, I love DJ Jeffries. He's a point forward today. Right now, he's really a point center.
It's been about 5 minutes since Memphis has scored a field goal.
And still lead by 10.
And you can see they're winding down the shot clock. Shot clock at 10 as Jeffries starts to go. Slips.
Nice fake.
Nolly gets his man in the air off glass. That is nice.
How about the backboard? Basic basketball right there. Shot fake. Take it to the angle of the backboard. I bet that hit the top corner of the square.
Matthews runs over Quinones, and Quinones gets the charge.
There's that Antonio Anderson style that we've been talking about, doing the little things. Watch Quinones. He's been in a stance all day long. Good job right there. Watch this ball fake right here. Shot fake, couple dribbles, top corner of the square. It's always money.
As a former coach, how much would you have loved to have a player like Quinones who does all the little things?
Well, that's how you win games.
Williams to the rack.
And that's what we talked about. They've got 4 playmakers out there right now. And listen, we said it early. This team has won 11 out of 13. The only 2 losses are a team that could get to the Final Four, the Houston Cougars. This is an NCAA Sweet 16 level team we're watching.
Smith pull-up jumper, tough shot over Williams. That's off. Williams on the breakout, throws up the lob, and Smith back to break it up. Coming up on ABC, the NCAA Women's Championship Sweet 16 continues with 5th-seeded Missouri State taking on number 1-seeded Stanford. Then on ESPN, we'll have a couple of 6 and 2 seeds squaring off. Starts at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. We'll have Oregon against Louisville, followed by Texas and Maryland. You can always watch every game live on the ESPN app. Williams, tough move.
Yep.
Look at him flexing on Mississippi State.
Well, they're hard to guard right now because they got multiple guys who can crush you individually.
Molinar goes down hard. He draws the foul. It's a 9-2 run for Memphis right now. How did the Bulldogs stop this run?
It's hard to tell because they're not getting the points from Molinar and Stewart. So they're in trouble right now. They have to find ways to score. The issue for them today has been a great defensive game plan by Memphis, John, because they can literally switch any one of 4 other players onto Stewart and Molinar. Most teams can't do that.
Here's Stewart curling. Gets so much attention. They have to get an outlet to Ado.
Both of those guys came off a screen right there. Neither one of them was open.
Molinar, pull-up jumper. Ado keeps it alive. Matthews spin move into the paint and one. Matthews has been the best offensive player for the Bulldogs. He's got 18 with a chance to finish off the 3-point play.
Now the freshman has really produced today. Remember, he's playing with a little edge because he played his high school basketball with DJ Jeffries, and he knows everybody on that Memphis team. Trust me. Love the fact that he's come to compete today.
Oh, yeah. And they needed him.
That's a big boy right here. He's made some threes. He's finished inside. Really impressed with him today. Mook Matthews.
Full court pressure by Mississippi State. Quinones easily breaks the press.
See that? under control. They've got the lead. Easily, it would have been easy for DJ Jeffries to jack one, pull it out, and they're running offense.
This is a well-coached Tigers squad. Jeffries from downtown. It's all working for Memphis right now.
Well, what he's done is, right, he's taken a away from the basket as the small ball 5-man.
Mississippi State's got to hurry up now. Fountain, he will answer with the 3.
Derek Fountain must have visited Memphis and watched them play at least 10 times last year, but wasn't offered a scholarship. They wanted him to go to prep school, but he's had a good day today.
Good looking shot by Quinones, in and out. Smith with the board. He's going to try and push the pace here. Crossover, that is filthy into the paint. This little got him play.
Well, they're competing, John, and there's a lot at stake, a championship, but these guys dapping each other up. Nolly says, good job, man, but we're up.
Don't forget, coming up after this championship game, we've got the 3rd place game. You see Louisiana Tech waiting in the wings. And it's going to be a great game because we've seen this before. NCAA tournament last had the 3rd place game in 1981. UVA took on LSU. The NIT last had the 3rd place game back in 2003. I love it particularly this year because of all the craziness, all the COVID starts and stops that we've had. It gives these young teams an opportunity to keep their season going and prove something.
Yeah, and more games, just more games. You know, some years you want the season to be over, but this year these kids want to play one more game.
Williams, tough finish,
yes.
And one, flexing, pounds the floor. You can tell how bad Memphis wants this.
He has only played 23 minutes today because of foul trouble. He's now a plus 19. Take a look right here, the drive. And right now what you're watching from Memphis is the incredible versatility of having 3 and sometimes 4 playmakers out there.
If you don't think this Memphis squad, with the way they're playing right now, couldn't still be playing in the NCAA tournament, better think again. They can play with anybody in the country.
Well, they proved it the way they handled Houston twice in terms of 2 incredibly close games.
Stewart will get fouled as he goes to the hole. In this second half, Memphis is shooting 64% from the floor.
Yep.
I mean, yesterday their offense exploded, and they've continued that today.
Yeah, John, defensively is never an issue with this team. They bring it, they're connected, they're high IQ defense. But offensively, when they're on like we've seen them, they're so hard to guard. This guy at the foul line today is going to see white jerseys in his sleep because Memphis's versatility has been able to throw 5 bodies at him on every possession where it's necessary.
That was Stewart's first point of the ball game.
No, they had a game plan to slow down Molinar and Stewart, and they did it because they're screen users, and Memphis eliminated the screens today by switching.
Look at the handles of Jeffries. He is fouled as he goes to the hole, but just the versatility of a player like Jeffries. You can use him so many places.
In this lineup right now, he's their center, and he's going against a high school teammate. He's probably gone by Mook Matthews a few hundred times playing one-on-one.
And for Matthews, that is going to be the end of his day. 19 points, 6 rebounds. An incredible effort when they didn't know where the scoring was going to come from. Matthews was the guy that stepped up. And this is a good sign for this Mississippi State program because when the other team is keying in on your young guards, you now have another offensive weapon to go to.
Cameron Matthews came into the NIT this week averaging 2 points a game. He got 19 today against a team that he's probably grown up watching, Olive Branch, about 25 miles south of downtown Memphis. Give this young man credit, a great performance today. Those freshmen, Fountain, Smith, and Matthews, have all acquitted themselves well, John, in this tournament.
Now, even though this game is not going the way Mississippi State fans would have hoped, the growth you're seeing from this team, you've got to be encouraged heading into next season.
No question. You know, that league is a tough league, so these guys are going to have to continue to get better, but it's definitely, this run has helped them.
Stewart off the glass. His first field goal of the ball game comes at 2:30 to play in the second.
Whoops.
Errant pass, and Mississippi State not done yet. It'll be Bulldogs basketball. The NCAA Women's Championship continues tomorrow with 2 Elite 8 matchups right here on ESPN. Baylor takes on #1 seeded UConn. Oh, that's a good one. 7 Eastern, 6 Central. Then Indiana and Arizona pulled off big upsets in the Sweet 16. They square off in the first ever Elite 8 for both teams. Spots in the Final Four on the line. Smith from downtown, in and out. For Lester Quinones, that is his 15th rebound. That ties a career high.
Love his game. He is the glue guy, and he'll be a really key factor going forward as to why Penny Hardaway takes the team to the NCAA tournament next year.
71-58, Memphis on top. Jeffries, deep three, off the glass and in.
That bank's been open all day long. He didn't even need to take the ATM card out. He went right into the bank.
And that's the kind of day Memphis has been having. Shot is blocked by Molinar's off. Jeffries run out.
Wow. Oh, nice.
Williams in traffic, finishes.
Good pivot foot right there. I thought he was going to jump. Mom likes it. Hey, John, as we wind this down, man, this has been fun. We got another game left, third place game. We'll have some excitement, but how about the effort, the celebration of basketball in the NIT, kids competing, fans in the stands. It's not exactly what we were used to in the old days, but watch this and enjoy a celebration.
Listen to this crowd here at the Comerica Center in Frisco, Texas. They're going into the bench for Memphis, and they're going to salute an incredible effort. I'm sure watch parties in Memphis are going crazy right now.
Oh, Brookhaven Pub, they're dapping, they're high-fiving. Some of those people have their masks off. Put those masks back on. Couple more months. Get your shots.
Under a minute to play. Memphis up by 17. And Ellis will foul so we can get a substitute. And how about this? Amazing to see. Alex Lomax hasn't played in the last 8 games for Memphis. He gets in the game, and listen to this ovation.
Yep, he's a cult figure in that city. Memphis East High School, University of Memphis. Great to see. A Willis Reed moment. That's history right there.
It really is. I mean, obviously, growing up in New York City, I know all about that. Lomax, the heart and soul of this team.
No doubt.
All season long, whenever they went into any kind of a scoring drought, Lomax was the guy who would get him a bucket or a key assist. So to see him be able to come out on the floor after he hurt his ankle,
that's cool.
This is a nice moment for Memphis.
He's known Penny since middle school, and as we mentioned, Penny's like a father figure to him.
Smith poked away, but he will be fouled.
John, I did a game last year in Brooklyn when Memphis beat NC State, and a lot of people will poo-poo the idea of hiring a former NBA player and to be your coach. Now, he's iconic in that city, but the thing that I noticed last year is his teams are organized, they play hard, they play for him, and he doesn't have the same coaching experience of Juwan Howard or Patrick Ewing, who spent years as assistants in the NBA, but going back to the middle school level, going to East High School, and having this love of his city and his knowledge of the game, it's fun to watch a really well-coached team play with the effort they play with. They play as hard as anybody I've seen this season.
I've loved the effort of Davon Smith. 17 points for Mississippi State. Another offensive weapon that has emerged when they shut down their top 2 scorers. He really picked them up when they needed it. The crowd is asking Glennon to shoot it.
No!
The clock winds down. A dominant performance in the semifinals and a dominant performance in the final game. Memphis Tigers, your 2021 NIT champions. There's the buzzer. Congratulations to Memphis. Our final score, 77-64 over Mississippi State. Stay tuned for more NIT. The third place game action between Louisiana Tech and Colorado State is coming up after College Basketball Live. Let's take a look at the bracket and this run for Memphis, Fran. The last 2 days, it's been dominant.
Well, they've really been a dominant team over the last, what would you say, 14 or 15 games? Only 2 losses, both coming to a team that could win a national title, Houston. Good basketball team. In fact, no, a really good basketball team.
A great basketball team that could still be playing in March Madness right now. For Chris Budden, Fran Fraschilla, our entire incredible ESPN crew, I'm John Trippin. We'll go to the studio coming up after the break. Memphis, your 2021 NIT champs.
There's dancing and enjoying this victory. We've already cut down the nets, and we are going to get you to our PA announcer with today's trophy presentation.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to center court, where NIT Committee Chair Judy Rose is with us to begin today's trophy presentation.
I want to first, on behalf of the NIT Committee, I would like to thank all teams that participated in this year's tournament. A special thank you is extended to Judy McLeod and Conference USA and Ren Baker and North Texas for hosting this event. Couldn't have taken place without them. Round of applause for them. And now it is my great pleasure to congratulate the 2021 NIT champions, University of Memphis.
Now let's present the team and individual awards for the 2021 National Invitation Tournament. The all-tournament selections are as follows. Kenneth Lofton Jr. of Louisiana Tech. DJ Stewart Jr. of Mississippi State. Iverson Molinar of Mississippi State. And Lester Quinones of Memphis. And now, the 2021 Most Outstanding Player is Landers Nolly II of Memphis. And now, let's recognize the 2021 National Invitation Tournament champions. Congratulations to the Tigers of Memphis.
Thank you, Rob Dalton, for our presentation. Congratulations to the Memphis Tigers for winning the NIT championship here in Frisco, Texas, as we get ready for another one after this, but we'll let the Tigers celebrate their trophies. Also, what a moment for the city of Memphis. I spoke with Penny Hardaway after the game, who told me it's been a long time since there was a championship brought back to this city, but it's meant a lot for them. It's meant a lot for this team. It's been a long road this year with COVID. They started with some losses in South Dakota. It took a team buying in, and they did, to get here to Frisco. As they celebrate that hardware, enjoy it, fellas. Let's toss it back to the guys in Bristol. Thanks, guys.
All right, Chris.